Okay, now in this video sizobe sidiscussa nango question 2. It's a question on algebra, but sikhuluma nga two concepts. Sikhuluma ngama exponents as well as ama surds. Sikhuluma ngama exponents as well as ama surds. So this question 2 ivela from this November 2016 question paper. In the description box of this video, nangabu interested namanye ama video recordile for this question paper, so check them out. So question 2, surds and exponents. Now my exponents, now my surds. So the overall mark is 12 marks for this question 2. So 2.1, but to simplify fully without using a calculator. 2.1.1 basipha this expression komele simplify ama exponents law. Yes, ama exponent. So when it comes to ama exponents, okay, ama exponents, simplifying ama exponents, there's numerous ways to approach ama problems afana nalawo, but mina again, I like teaching them ngale ndlela le. You first start off by looking at ama basis of ama powers wako. You check if lawo ma base wako ama prime numbers. For instance, 5 is a prime number, 2 is a prime number, this base is also a prime number, but this 10 and this 10 are not ama prime numbers. So kwamele sibhale as a product or as a power with a base of a prime number. So ngichaza ukuthini again. I know that 5 times 10, I mean 10 is also equal to 5 times 2, and 5 and 2 yini ama prime number. So therefore nyobhala u10 as a 5 times 2, or you can just punch it in your calculator. Wenze kanje, come on calculator, ungayekela calculator ikufactorize yena. So 10 equal to shift fact is 2 times 5. So now the shift fact yakufactorizela yona, ikubhalela yona as a number or a product of numbers with ama prime basis. So now into yokuqala soyenza ke manje sizorewrite these 10s as ama powers with prime basis. At the same time ngizosplitter lama powers lawo ka 5 raised to exponent a minus 2, and then the 2 raised to exponent a plus 2 ngiyoba splitter or reversing this power law or exponent law ethi if you multiply powers of the same base, ax times ay is equal to ax plus y. So therefore mina lama powers wama given as such, mina ngiwa splitter to that, right? So I'm assuming with the logo uyakwazi already. I'm just elaborating further. So now into soyenza, so splitter this power to 5a times 5 raised to exponent minus 2 times 2a times 2 to exponent 2, and then this 10, it's 5 times 2, everything inside the bracket raised to a minus 5 times 2, everything raised to a minus 1 times 2, and then this a your multiplier, okay, the 5 is raised to exponent 1, the 2 is raised to exponent 1 as well. So the a you multiply lo 1, lo a abuya multiply lo 1 la 2, and then the same applies la na 5 na la 2. This a minus 1 you multiply lo 1, and then I multiply lo 1 la 2, which is one of the exponential laws, ax raised to exponent y is equal to a raised to exponent x times y. I just multiply the exponents la. So therefore now multiply lama exponents, ngizothola something like this. Uyabona phezulu nothing happened. Since sinokusplitter la siyekele njengoba injalo, then ngayenzani, ngathatha lo a times ngaye la ngathola 5a, ngathatha the same a ngamultiply ngayo ngathola 2a minus ngathi a minus 1 times 1 is 5 raised to exponent a minus 1. A minus 1 times 1 is 2 raised to exponent a minus 1 times 2 ilo 2 lo, right? Then siyaqhubeka ke manje, we carry on. So the next thing engizoyenza ke manje, the next thing engizoyenza naye ngizosplitter again lo 5 nalo 2. Ngizosplitter this power as well as this power, just like we did lapha ku numerator, right? So ngiyenza the same thing even nala. The same thing even nala. So therefore I split again. This is what happens. Lo 5 about 5a, 5 raised to exponent. Now I must lo 5 raised to exponent minus a minus 1. We have about 5 raised to exponent a times 5 to raise to exponent minus 1 times 2 raised to exponent a times 2 raised to exponent minus 1, and then lo 2 lona now, right? And then because of this minus la, because of this negative sign la, right, between lama powers with denominator la, we have a common factor. The common factor is 5a raised to exponent a times 2 raised to exponent a. Now look at common factor yethu la. So we have to take it out. The common factor yethu komele siyikhiphe lena lo 5a raised to exponent a, 2a raised to 2 raised to exponent a. So nangimkhipha outside as a common factor and sala nalogo inside the bracket. So the 5a, 2a as a common factor, nayiphuma kusala 1, not 0 but 1, minus the 5a and the 2a bayaphuma kusala lo 5 minus raised to exponent minus 1, 2 raised to exponent minus 1 times 2. So kusala logo, nothing happened with numerator. And then bheka ke manje lo 5a nalo 2a bawukhansela lo 5a nalo 2a now. So these cancel each other out, and then ngisala no 5 raised to exponent minus 2 times 2 raised to exponent 2, and then this inside the bracket. So therefore siyazi ukuthi ama negative exponents siwabhala if no minus 1 it's going to be equal to 1 over a. If no a raised to exponent 3 ngiyombhala as 1 over a raised to exponent 3, right? So if ever we solve or simplify our exponents, you need to simplify our negative exponents. So deal now ngalendlela le. Lo 5 raised to exponent minus 2 we about 1 over 5 raised to exponent 2 times 4, right? Since 2 raised to exponent 2 is 4, 1 minus 1 over 5, 2 raised to exponent minus 1, it's 1 over 2 times 2 times what? Times 2. Therefore siyaqhubeka ke manje la, siyaqhubeka bheka ke manje. This 2 you cancel this 2. We just simplify. 1 over 5 raised to exponent 2 is 1 over 25 times 4 you about 4 over 25, and then lana it's 1 minus bheka kuyosala ulo kanje 1 minus 1 over 5, and the 1 minus 1 over 5 it's 5 minus 1 is 4, so you about 4 over 5. So the answer like you about 4 over 25, since 5 raised to exponent 2 is 25 times 4 times this 1 over 25, it's 4 over 25, and then on the denominator it's 1 minus this 2 cancels 2, kusala 1 minus 1 over 5, then kuba 5 4 over 5, and then I simplify lama fractions at dividayo. Kuba 4 over 25 times the inverse of the denominator, which is 5 over 4, and then the 4 cancel the 4, and then la ku 25 ngabo 5 abayingaki abayi 5, so lo 5 you cancel abu 5 abayi 5, la kusale 5 oy 1. So the answer is going to be equal to 1 over 5, or you can just punch it in your calculator nasofika la, nangabona ngathi yakubhayizisa ke nasifika la. divided by 25 times 5 over 4. Answer is 1 over 5. I believe there's also another way you will approach the problem. Instead of changing labu 10 into our prime numbers, you can just multiply out la, right? Instead of to change labu 10, you can create another 10 lapha phezulu, so that ngoba ngibona ngathi yinde nangabe siyenza so. Instead ukuthi split lo 10, you can just combine lo 5a, 5 raised to exponent a, nasofika la combine this one izokupha something like 5 times 2 raised to exponent a, which is 10 raised to exponent 1 a, and then lo 10a uzokhansela lo 10a uzobe somkhipha as a common factor la, right? I hope I make sense mangisho njalo. That's another way you will approach the problem lena. So I like sticking to ama basics because of ngithanda ukuthi understand much better instead of just giving you ama solutions nje kuphela, right? So 2.1.2 ama SURDS ke manje. Sikhuluma ngama SURDS. Sikhuluma ngama SURDS lana. Okay. 2.1.2 so square root of 27 m raised to exponent 6 minus the square root of 48 m raised to exponent 6, everything divided by the square root of 12 m raised to exponent 6. Bheka ke manje nayisami yethu la, yes, equal to, okay, with ama SURDS, especially if udila nama square roots, ne? If ever udila nama square roots, for instance, okay, sizosebenzisa lezi number lezi as ama examples, but anyway, bheka, if ever udila nama SURDS and the SURD abakuphe yona it's a square root. Remember, we are not using a calculator. We are not supposed to use a calculator. Into komele uyenze la, especially the numbers, the square root of m6 ungasithola because of you divide lo 6 by 2. Angisho, a square root is the same as exponent of half. That's why ngithi lo 6 uyomdivide ngobani? Ngo2. Remember, I have a variable and a number under a square root. So therefore, chaza ukuthi ke la kwamele uthole the square root of the number as well as the square root of the variable, right? So nangabe ufuna the square root of a number, the number kwamele uyibhale as a product of a perfect square, the product of a perfect square and another number, or a number kanje. Bheka, 27 is equal to, kwamele ngumbhale as a product of a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, times 3. There's product of a perfect square and a number, which is not a perfect square, by the way. And then 48, 16, 60, okay, it's going to be 16 times 3 again. 16 is a perfect square. Now a perfect square is a number uzothi now uyifaka under a square root ikunikeza a whole number. That's the meaning of a perfect square. And then 12 can be written as 4 times 3. 4 is a perfect square. So 19 khuluma ngayo la. The 27 sombhala as 9 times 3. 9 is a perfect square, 3 is not. 48, 16 times 3, 12 is 4 times 3. So 9 to bengisho ke la. Equal to, right, bheka ke manje sesla. And then now ukubhala the number as a product of a perfect square and a number, uthatha the square root of the perfect square. What's the square root of 9? It's 3. Uthatha the 3, or the answer of the square root of the perfect number, uyibhala outside the square root. Lokho kungasquareki ukushiya ngaphakathi. So kusala ubani? U3 3. Okay, let's do it this way. 3m raised to exponent 6 minus, uyabona ngenzeni, the variable angiyenzani, azange square, but if you like you can square it. Ngizokhomba ukuthi ngichaza ukuthini. The square root of 16 is 4. The 4 umbhala outside, the square root kusala 3m6, everything divided by, what's the square root of 4? The square root of 4 is 2, so 2 outside the square root kusala 3m bani 6. Therefore this is equal to the square root of 3m6. The square root of 3m6 is what? Is a it's a common factor. Exactly. So we are going to take out the square root of 3m6 outside the bracket. Also keep as a common factor. So now square root of 3m raised to exponent 6 kusala 3 minus 4 divided by 2 square root of 3m raised to exponent 6. Then this you cancelana na this. Ngizosala nobani? Ngizosala nalo. Ngizosala no 3 minus 4. What is 3 minus 4? It's minus 1, not minus 4. It's minus 1 divided by 2. So this is our answer. Another way you go approach alentole is to find the square root saga 9 uthole ne square root saga bani saga m6. So nangabe uzoyenza njalo uzothola something like the square root of 9 times 3m6 uzoba equal to, uthola 3 the square root of 3m raised to exponent 3. But I prefer this method. I didn't want to find square root for the m6 because of then one will create a bit of confusion that way. So it's best to keep it the way in jalo. But in some cases the variable now uthole the square root of that number as well. But in our case we are lucky over we had to take out the common factor in there, and so I hluphi this one. Bese nalawenza are the same thing. Uthola the square root of lo m6, unala denominator uthola the square root of the m6. Yabona? Uthola the square root of the m6, but eventually uzot nawufika kule step less uzofuneka ukuthi uthathe I common factor, uzofuneka ukuthi ukhiphe I common factor again. So eventually uzothola the 3 minus 4 over 2, and then answer will be minus 1 over 2. So the 2.1.2 iphelela lana, the answer is minus 1 over 2. Okay, ibhodi yami messy. Let me just erase, and then so we can do 2.2. Okay, 2.2 without using a calculator. Show that this left hand side is equal to this right hand side. These fractions, the difference between these two fractions is equal to minus 2. So therefore it means that let's simplify the left hand side to show that it's also equal to the right hand side, which is negative 2. So this question involves ama SURDS. Yes, involve ama SURDS. So ama SURD laws kumele siwa apply la. On the left hand side is equal to 2 over 1 plus the square root of 2 minus 8 over the square root of 8. Atukombe something la. Kuma SURDS, there's something called rationalizing the denominator. Check this out again. Check this out. So a calculator, it always rationalize ama fractions with a denominator that has a SURD. So for instance, it's 2 over the square root it's 2 divided by the square root of 2. Bheka again, or let me say 2 divided by the square root of 3. Checker. So basically calculate this, we don't need SURD good denominator. So what the calculator does, always rationalizes ama-SURDs. What is to rationalize? The idea with rationalizing ama-SURDs is to move i-SURD yakho from the denominator to the numerator. Nalana the square root of 8 to siyamsusa from the denominator siyamisa kuphi to the numerator. We don't want our denominators to have ama-SURDs. So that's the whole idea with the rationalizing. So lana ke, to prove that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, ngiyosebenza i-rationalizing of a denominator using ama-SURDs. Okay, bheka ke manje, the left hand side is equal to that. Now bheka ke manje, lana my denominator for the first fraction it's 1 plus the square root of 2, and then the denominator for the second fraction is the square root of 8. Nang rationalize angithi I'm multiplying by 1. You multiply by 1 la. Nalana ngibuye multiply by 1, right? Ngibuye multiply by 1. But low 1 angiyombhala as 1. Instead ngiyombhala as a fraction. Haha. As a fraction. What is the square root of 8 divided by the square root of 8? Of course it's what? Is 1. That's why you think multiplying 1. What is 1 minus the square root of 2 divided by 1 minus the square root of 2? Of course it's 1. So now rationalize, especially if the denominator it's a sum of two terms, 1 plus. When I now rationalize uti 1 minus, meaning we change the sign between the two terms. Therefore bese ngiyamultiply ke la, right? Ngiyamultiply. Mang multiply ngithola something like this. Oh wait. Lana ngikhohle u2 times 1 minus the square root of 2 la, right? So uma sowuceda ukumultiply la, ungabhayizi ke uto le cancelana na this one yokubuyisela back to square 1. So the idea la is to continue simplify la. So you multiply out the numerator, you multiply out the denominator. So 2 times this bracket give out 2 minus 2 square root 2. So distribute the 2 inside the bracket, and then lana nginama brackets as a result of the difference of two squares. Bheka ngino 1 plus square root 2, 1 minus square root of 2. Or we multiply out as 1 times this, 1 times that, square root of 2 times 1, so on and so on. But lena, since it's a bracket of a difference of two squares, uvele uti 1 times 1, it's 1. And then the square root of 2, the positive square root of 2 times negative square root of 2, it's negative. Since a positive times a negative, it's a negative. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. Minus, right? Minus. Oh, by the way, there's a SURD law 80. If in multiplier ama-SURDs afanayo with both the bases ayafana, you just remove lama-SURDs wakho, and then you write down the common base la, right? You just write down the common base la. So square root a times square root a is equal to a. So lana the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. And then lana siyaqhubeka, it's 8 times the square root of 8, right? If it was square root 8, then we go by a different answer. Now okay, denominator square root 8 times square root 8 is 8. 8 cancels 8, sala square root 8 lana. Swallow square root 8, the square root of 8. So lana sala, what is 1 minus 2? It's minus 1. So therefore lana again is going to be minus in bracket so it's 2 minus 2 square root 2 divided by 1 minus 2, it's minus 1, equal to this numerator divided by -1, it's minus 2 minus 2 square root 2. 9 to benyagi, okay, yabon? 9 to benyagi. So therefore, what is the square root of 8? The square root of 8 is the same as saying 2 square root bani 2. Remember, on this question, if a number it's not a prime number, like 27 is not a prime number, the 48, the 12 is not a prime number. Wenzani, we bala as a product of a perfect square and a non-perfect square. 4 times, not, yeah, 4 times 2 is 8. What's the square root of 4? The square root of 4 it's 2. So it's the Xala 2 square root bani 2. The 2 is the answer of the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is what? Is 2 square root 2. The 2 now. Therefore, siyaqhubeka. Let's multiply ngalo negative inside the bracket. Go about -2 plus 2 square root 2 minus 2 square root 2. Voila. Le ikhanselana na le answer yethu -2 la, and our answer is -2. Okay, 2.2, we were rationalizing it denominator la. So question 2 wethu phelela lana. Thanks for watching. Nanga we enjoyed this video. Of course, please leave a like, ungakhohlwa ukushare, ungakhohlwa ukusubscribe, ungakhohlwa ukuchecka amanye ama-video in the description box of this video. Nanga we interested in stuff like that. Okay, so for now guys, asibonane on the next video. Thanks for watching and bye bye.